Need a professional space to bring your vision to life? Dominion Television Studios offers state-of-the-art facilities perfect for your next broadcast, commercial, corporate video, or live event. With flexible rental options, cutting-edge equipment, and a supportive team, we provide the perfect environment for high-quality productions. Unleash your creativity. For bookings, email us at marketing@dominion.org.ng. Call us on 0705 506 1061 or 0916 101 1061. Check us out on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, and TikTok at Dominion Broadcast and on X at Dominion Cast. Book your space today. Dominion Television, your channel of choice.
Good morning, Nigeria. Welcome to a fresh edition of Daybreak Live on Dominion Television. It's Tuesday, the 23rd of September, 2025. I'm Oluwayemi Adelakun. Glad to be with you as we kick off another day of news, conversations, and insights that matter.
Of course, and I am Samson Balogun. Together, we will guide you through the headlines, debates, and stories shaping the pulse of the nation this morning. However, your week has started. Thank you for making us a part of your routine.
Here's a quick rundown of what's ahead. First, on Daybreak Gist, we'll look into the statement from Nigeria's Assistant Minister, Nyesom Wike, declaring blackmail won't stop me from doing my job. It's a bold response that's stirring reactions across the political landscape.
Right, and of course, right after that, we'll bring you the weather update, followed by Daybreak News, where we'll be giving you a concise wrap of key developments from Nigeria and around the globe.
Then we'll dive into our newspaper review and analysis, unpacking the front pages and breaking down what those stories mean for ordinary Nigerians.
Right, we'll be joined by Dr. Babatunde Babasoya for expert analysis. And for today's big story, Renewed Hope Agenda, APC's slogan versus reality, we'll be assessing how much of the ruling party's promises have translated into action and what Nigerians are truly experiencing.
We'll be joined by Honorable Molaja Olaoye, a committed APC stalwart who will share his perspective on whether the Renewed Hope Agenda is delivering result or falling short of expectations.
Right, and that's one conversation you don't want to miss on this dial.
We'll round things off with Trend Watch, your go-to for what's buzzing online and on the street.
So, whether you're on your way out, at home, or already at work, stay locked in.
Definitely, this is Daybreak Live on Dominion Television, your trusted morning companion for news, analysis, and perspective.
And believe me, we are only just getting started. This is Daybreak Live on Dominion Television.
I like the way you said that. Believe me.
Good morning to you, Yemi.
Good morning, Samson.
Good to have you back in the studio.
Definitely.
Really nice to be here to talk about trending issues. As a follow-up to what actually happened, yesterday there was a story we discussed about the Jiade Oju. We talked about Omoyele Showore, and most definitely Nyesom Wike, and the back and forth between two of them actually. That was between Omoyele Showore and Nyesom Wike. And he came out yesterday to say, look, blackmail will not stop me from doing my job as the FCT minister, most definitely a stalwart in the PDP. And what do we call him in the APC? But then there is one of the go-to men for President Bola Ahmed Tinubu when we talk about policy making and some other issues within the APC too. We can't rule that out. But he's saying, look, this is a blackmail. I mean, can we actually call what Omoyele Sowore is doing right now as a blackmail to Nyesom Wike?
You know, Nyesom Wike has a right to call it whatever he wants to call it until the case is settled properly in the court of law. And of course, on that note, I have another story that is saying steps ongoing to secure international warrant to extradite FCT Minister Wike to US for money laundering charges. That's coming from Sowore. Wow. So Sowore is not going to leave the neck of Wike anytime soon. And when I watched that video where Wike was saying, whatever it is you want to do, I have a thick skin. If you like, talk about me in the news, peddle a wrong story. I'm not going to fret on that. And indeed, I think he's very right. Because over time, I think Wike, alongside is a musical band. They do a lot in the media. So 5 years ago, even before now, we know Wike for that. So anytime someone throws a jab at him, it will come alive. He will definitely respond. That's one thing about Wike.
Might be true music.
It might be true music. And of course, sometimes when you listen to the music.
It might be through a press conference.
Definitely.
He's very quick to organize press conferences.
Media parley. Yeah. Just look out for one, recently, maybe before this week runs out. So honestly, I just hope that, at the end of the day, that this matter will be settled. It's a game between Wike and Sowore. And of course, let the best man win. And one more thing that I want to notice that, someone mentioned or said something online to say that the EFCC has not done anything concerning the evidences flying around on Wike's issue. Yes, all of these cases are alleged. Nothing has been, said to be true yet. But definitely, people are asking, why is it that, EFCC has not said anything? Well, I want to give an excuse on behalf of the EFCC to say maybe they are trying to gather the evidences because according to Doctor yesterday, Doctor said, when the EFCC is about to pick you up, you are not supposed to be in the know. They should do their underground, investigation, and one day they'll just send you a letter or just pick you up at the spot. So honestly, I just hope that they are working. And of course, this matter has gone beyond Nigeria now. Sowore is seeking, to take the matter, to international, sphere to say that we need to settle all of these cases. Honestly, I just hope that, with time, we'll be able to unravel all of these, cases because it doesn't portray us well, really.
You see, when you talked about, why the FCC has not said anything, I think I was one of those who, vehemently complained about the attitude of the EFCC to some cases. Okay. You have not really gathered enough evidences. You have not really done your homework, and then boom, you are heading straight to court, and then the court strikes out, about, let's say, 40 of the 41 charges against an individual, and then you begin to wonder, what exactly did you pack up to the court? But in the real sense of it, I think they are beginning to do their homework now, since the new EFCC chairman, Oluko Ede, came on board. He's been trying to, make these cases stick before he actually, speak about them. So I think this will work for the EFCC. Rather than make noise about a case, it's better to do your groundwork, do your homework, get the hardcore evidences against an individual before you actually say a thing about it. So that gives you, because if you start talking about an issue that you have not even done your homework about on the pages of the newspaper, that you have given that person ample time to actually cover his or her tracks. So I think right now, I want to believe, just like you said, I want to believe the AFCC, they are doing their job, behind closed doors. And then when the time comes for them to show evidences and show their workings, as they will say on the street, show workings. When they are about to show their workings, it will be clear for everyone to see. But I want to just say this very quickly. I think the back and forth between these two, especially with the position the Nyesom Wike is currently holding, when we talk about Nigeria, the Minister of the FCT, and Omoyele Sowore, who was a presidential candidate of the AAC in the last election.
Who might still be a presidential candidate.
Who might still be most definitely will come back. So this is becoming more of an embarrassment to the country. This is becoming more of a back and forth that we might not see the end. And Nyesom Wike doesn't get tired of this kind of thing. And Omoyele Sowore too, I don't see him backing down. So
I think they fix each other.
I think we are in for another long battle, just like we saw with Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan and Senator Godswill Akpabio. That just might be another 1 year, 2 years long kind of issue that will be back and forth.
I think it's going to be more intense, really, because speaking about Akpabio and Natasha, Natasha was more vocal, but Akpabio, will not come online to respond.
He was also doing what he needed to do.
What I wanted to say is that, speaking about Wike and Sowore, these two people, they are fond of replying people online. So the basketballs, is going to be very intense.
And it's getting the pressure is getting worse.
I like the way that
according to what you said.
Honestly.
And you used a particular word that Omoyele Sowore might not leave Nyesom Wike's
I don't
neck.
think he's going to
But
do
I don't
that.
think Nyesom Wike will leave Omo Sowore's neck too.
Definitely.
Because he definitely, I think he has his foot soldiers who find him information anytime he needs it. And don't be surprised when he starts reeling out, info about Omoyele Sowore too.
Yes.
And then it will be back and forth, just like we have been experiencing, but it will get worse.
And I also think that, Omoyele Sowore should prepare for Wike's band. He's going to hear from them soon.
Most definitely. I think Nyesom Wike is just looking for an event to bring these people on, but they definitely know how to push Nyesom Wike to work and to talk. So you could remember, I think it was early this year, I think it was around March or thereabout, that the president was in the FCT to commission some projects, and then all of a sudden, these guys started singing, and then Nyesom Wike, they were passing messages
definitely
to the president, and you begin to wonder, was it the Nyesom Wike that sent them this message, or it was just,
You see, they are very proactive, excellent composers, honestly. I don't want to begin to sing some of their songs, because sometimes when I watch videos, you are forced to.
You could do one. People
will be asking me.
Them. It was Timaya actually, but most definitely they actually made that song look like it was theirs, and then it actually suited the ambience at the time.
It will, because there was a time Wike said, gee, them born article, born coalition. Why is it that it's always moving from one party to the other? Do you know the song that these people
I would love to hear that.
They said, Mora, nobody getting Mora like Wike. See, and then the instrumentation was perfect. You need to laugh about the matter, honestly. And one more thing that Wike said that we need to talk about is that, once the person who appointed him is happy with him, every other person can say whatever it is that they like. Actually. That was what he said. But then there's an issue I want us to look at. The U.S. mission Nigeria posted something yesterday to say fighting corruption knows no borders or limit on accountability. Even when high-profile individuals engage in corruption, they can be barred from receiving U.S. visa. Omoyele Sowore now tweeted under that post to say that we hope Nigeria's FCT minister, Governor Wike, won't escape accountability. He has laundered stolen funds to buy mansions for every member of his immediate family in Florida. Steps are already in motion towards securing an international warrant that could see Governor Wike arrested. So I don't think this is good for, in as much as Nigerians are enjoying this old tussle between both of them, they want to slug it out. It's not good for us as a country, because don't forget, recently a Canadian court said APC and PDP, they are terrorist groups. Look at what is happening again. That
doesn't speak well. I mean, it doesn't portray Nigeria as a serious country out there.
Definitely.
And I do believe that instead of going through all this, what we should be doing right now is to clean the image of the country. And who's going to do that? I think the presidency, they have the sole responsibility of doing that. But then, as Nigerians too, as individuals, we have to portray ourselves, in a decent manner out there.
Yes.
Don't forget, recently, a monarch was jailed in the U.S. for wire fraud. I mean,
Ekwuremadu's case.
Ekwuremadu's case too. I mean, Stella Odua too. At the point, there was this other woman. It's becoming more and more of a problem. And aside from stealing Nigeria's funds, they have actually graduated to also doing wire fraud. I mean, for individuals. That's what I'm saying.
Look at the guy we spoke about last week, Friday. That was able to access the U.S. system. I mean,
and just carted away with hundreds of thousands of US dollars. So I think we should be more modest in how we handle things. We should be more of an ambassador of the Nigerian flag. And how do we do that? We have to portray ourselves, just like I said earlier, in a decent manner. I think that will help us.
It will. And of course, just like you said, it's not just about the politicians alone. I mean, because EFCC chairman said one time that, because of the fraudulent act of some Nigerians over there, that's why these people have been strict on their visa bans. He has a point, definitely. And of course, I do believe that, we should do better. And the politicians should set a good example as well for the people.
That takes us away from this segment of the show this morning. We say thank you for being a part of the show so far. Do also link up with us on all social media platforms: Facebook, Instagram, TikTok at Dominion Broadcast, and on X, formerly Twitter, at Dominion Cast. You can watch us live, subscribe to our YouTube channel at Dominion Broadcast. Click on the notification bell. Anytime we come online, definitely you are going to get a notification. You can also watch us live on our website, www.dominion.org.ng. Now let's go on a quick break. When we return, we take weather report on this show. We'll be back.
Need a professional space to bring your vision to life? Dominion Television Studios offers state-of-the-art facilities perfect for your next broadcast, commercial, corporate video, or live event. With flexible rental options, cutting-edge equipment, and a supportive team, we provide the perfect environment for high-quality productions. Unleash your creativity. For bookings, email us at marketing@dominion.org.ng. Call us on 0705 506 1061 or 0916 101 1061. Check us out on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, and TikTok at Dominion Broadcast and on X at Dominion Casts. Book your space today. Dominion Television, your channel of choice.
Live from the heart of the action. Welcome to the nerve center of Next Level Broadcasting.
This is the OB van, where the studio meets the street.
Equipped with cutting-edge cameras, crystal clear audio, real-time switching, and broadcast control, we don't just capture moments, we deliver the experience live.
Anywhere, anytime, from stadiums to red carpets, breaking news to buzzing festivals, weddings, birthdays, and all sorts of ceremonies. We bring the world to your screen in real time.
It's not just a van, it's a complete mobile production house, a command center, a broadcast beast.
This is more than a broadcast. This is the OB van difference. Live, loud, limitless.
Ready to go live? Like never before. Book the OB van today and take your event to the world. One powerful broadcast at a time.
To book, call 0705 506 1061 or 0916 101 1061. Email marketing@dominion.org.ng or visit our socials on Instagram at Dominion Broadcast.
Dominion Broadcast, your channel of choice.
Welcome you back. Thank you for staying with us this morning. It is still Daybreak Live on Dominion Television, Ibadan, and it's time to take the weather report. Of course, we want to start from Ibadan, southwest Nigeria this morning. Weather feels like 25 degrees Celsius, cloudy around 12%. In the afternoon, weather is supposed to be or is expected to be at around 28 degrees Celsius. Thunderstorm around 87%. That's quite high. Looking at how it rained early yesterday. And away from that, also in the evening, weather is expected to be 24 degrees Celsius, showers around 39%. Overnight, 23 degrees Celsius, showers around 52%. I'm not sure if I can escape, showers today. Definitely. Do well to prepare in case you want to head out.
All right, away from there, let's go straight to Abeokuta South in Ogun State this morning, as weather currently feels like 24 degrees Celsius. And later in the morning, it will rise to 26 degrees Celsius, and it will be cloudy at 13% right there in Abeokuta. Later in the afternoon, it will rise to 29 degrees Celsius. There will be scattered thunderstorms at 55%. And there will be few showers at 25 degrees Celsius in the evening. And overnight, it will rain at 24 degrees Celsius. Most definitely. I don't think overnight overnight in Abeokuta today, most definitely there will be rainfall. Yeah.
Definitely. Let's cross over to Ekiti, southwest this morning. Weather feels like 24 degrees Celsius, cloudy around 16%. Afternoon, 26 degrees Celsius, thunderstorm around 76%. There shall be showers of blessing. And in the evening, 23 degrees Celsius, cloudy around 24%. Overnight, 22 degrees Celsius, showers around 44%. It is the blessing of God. Expect it, right, if you're around that area this morning.
All right, I'm moving straight to the center of excellence, Lagos State, this morning, as weather currently feels like 25 degrees Celsius. And later in the morning, it will rise to 27 degrees Celsius, mostly cloudy right there in Lagos. And in the afternoon, there will be scattered thunderstorms at 28 degrees Celsius. And there will be rain later in the evening at 26 degrees Celsius, 64%. So in the evening in Lagos, I don't think you can escape rainfall right there. And overnight, there will be thunderstorms at 87%, most definitely right there in Lagos today. Yeah.
All right, ladies and gents, let's drive down to Ilorin, East Kwara this morning, where the feels like 25 degrees Celsius, cloudy around 7%. Afternoon, 28 degrees Celsius, mostly cloudy around 24%. And in the evening, 24 degrees Celsius, showers around 54%. Overnight, 23 degrees Celsius, cloudy around 24%. And of course, the wind is expected to be around 10 kilometers per hour, dew point around 22. That's what we have for Ilorin, Kwara this morning.
All right, moving straight to Oshogbo in Osun State this morning. Weather currently feels like 22 degrees Celsius, and later in the morning it will be cloudy and rise to 24 degrees Celsius. In the afternoon, there will be scattered thunderstorms at 27 degrees Celsius. In the evening, it will be cloudy at 24 degrees Celsius, and overnight it will also be cloudy at 23 degrees Celsius in Oshogbo today.
All right, let's drive down to Kano Municipal this morning, where the feels like 27 degrees Celsius, partly cloudy, around 2%. And of course, in the afternoon, 30 degrees Celsius, mostly cloudy, around 4%. And in the evening, 26 degrees Celsius, partly cloudy, around 18%. Overnight, 24 degrees Celsius, mostly cloudy, around 12%. And wind is expected to be around 11 kilometers per hour, dew point around 22, humidity around 90%. That's what we have for Kano this morning.
All right, I'm moving straight to the Federal Capital Territory. This morning, Abuja, weather currently feels like 22 degrees Celsius. And later in the morning, it will rise to 25 degrees Celsius, cloudy at 16%. In the afternoon, it will be 27 degrees Celsius. There will be thunderstorms at 69%. And later in the evening, there will be showers at 23 degrees Celsius. And also few showers at 22 degrees Celsius overnight in the FCT today.
All right, let's cross over to Port Harcourt Rivers this morning. Weather feels like 23 degrees Celsius, rain around 100%. Indeed, showers of blessing. Afternoon, 24 degrees Celsius, rain around 63%. And in the evening, 21 degrees Celsius, mostly cloudy around 19%. Overnight, 21 degrees Celsius, mostly cloudy around 23%. And of course, I have humidity around 99%, dew point around 21. That's what we have for Port Harcourt Rivers this morning. Okay,
let's take this from the North Central this morning before we leave weather report. And weather currently feels like 22 degrees Celsius in Niger, Suleja this morning. And it is expected to be cloudy and rise to 24 degrees Celsius later in the morning. And by afternoon, there will be scattered thunderstorms at 27 degrees Celsius. There will be showers in the evening at 24 degrees Celsius. And also showers overnight at 22 degrees Celsius in Suleja, Niger State today.
All right, this is how far we can go on weather reports this morning. Thank you for being a part of this segment. Don't go anywhere. Please stay with us. Soon enough, Daybreak Live News will come up. Please stay with us. We'll be right back.
Need a professional space to bring your vision to life? Dominion Television Studios offers state-of-the-art facilities perfect for your next broadcast, commercial, corporate video, or live event. With flexible rental options, cutting-edge equipment, and a supportive team, we provide the perfect environment for high-quality productions. Unleash your creativity. For bookings, email us at marketing@dominion.org.ng. Call us on 0705 506 1061 or 0916 101 1061. Check us out on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, and TikTok at Dominion Broadcast and on X at Dominion Cast. Book your space today. Dominion Television, your channel of choice.
Good morning, this is Daybreak News on Dominion Television. I'm Oluwayemi Adelakun. Vice President Kashim Shettima has arrived in New York to attend the 80th session of the United Nations General Assembly. Shettima, who is representing President Bola Tinubu, will deliver Nigeria's national statement during the high-level general debate, announce the country's new nationally determined contributions under the Paris Agreement, and participate in a series of side events, bilateral meetings and roundtables. On arrival at John F. Kennedy International Airport, the Vice President was received by the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Ambassador Yusuf Tuga, Minister of Defense, Badaru Abubakar, and Nigeria's Chargé d'Affaires of the Permanent Mission to the UN, Ambassador Samson Itegbuje. The House of Representatives has opened a national public hearing on amendment to the 1999 Constitution, with key issues including state policing, special legislative seat for women, and electoral and judicial reforms. Presiding over the session, Deputy Speaker Benjamin Kalu, who chairs the Special Committee on Constitution Review, said the Constitution must remain a living document that strengthens institutions, deepens federalism, and promotes justice and accountability. The hearing, which follows zonal consultations across the 6 geopolitical zones, is expected to consolidate citizens' views and shape the next stage of amendment process. The chairman of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, retired Brigadier General Buba Mawa, has urged parents to acquire drug test kits for home use to ensure early detection of drug use by children and manage the situation. Mawa said drug abuse has become a societal menace that endangers the health, well-being and future of young people, noting that parents, guardians and teachers have a sacred responsibility to their children along the right path, helping them to nurture their talent, pursue their dreams and avoid the destructive grip of drugs. Mawa encouraged families to take proactive steps, including acquiring drug test kits for home use. It is better to detect drug use early when intervention is possible than to wait until it develops into full-blown addiction. The planned commencement of the trial on the cybercrime charges brought against suspended Kogi Central Senator Natasha Akpoti-Idwan before the Federal High Court in Abuja was stalled following an objection raised by counsel Eyoge West Dausa San. Akpoti-Idwan, who was arraigned on June 30th and granted bail on self-recognition, is alleged to have transmitted false and injurious information via electronic means with the intention of maligning, inciting, endangering lives and breaching public order. The trial judge, Justice Mohammed Umar, stated that he intended first to determine the preliminary objection raised by the defense before taking any further steps in the matter. He consequently adjourned the case to October 20th for the hearing of the objection and commencement of the trial. In business, President of Dangote Group, Aliko Dangote, has accused the Nigerian Union of Petroleum and Natural Gas Workers, NUPENG, of collecting as much as 50,000 naira on every truck that loads fuel at the refinery, warning that surcharges ultimately push up fuel pump prices and burden consumers. Speaking to newsmen while responding to NUPENG's accusation that his company is preventing drivers of its newly deployed 4,000 compressed natural gas power trucks from joining the union. Dangote said the union's levies are unsustainable. Dangote further reiterated that no driver or worker should be compelled to join a union, insisting that the constitution and labor laws make union membership voluntary. And in sports for this morning, the Cheetahs of Benin Republic has suffered a blow as a young, exciting forward Rodolfo Aloko is set to miss next month's crucial 2026 FIFA World Cup qualifiers against Rwanda and Nigeria's Super Eagles due to injury. Aloko suffered a knee injury during the 8th match day of the qualifiers against Lesotho. The 18-year-old Charlotte FC star is scheduled to undergo surgery and will be sidelined for several weeks. Starting for the second consecutive time with Benin, Aloko made an impression against Lesotho by providing his first assist for the national team. You can visit our website on www.dominion.org.ng to watch us live and interact with us. You can also follow us across our social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube and LinkedIn at Dominion Broadcast and X at Dominion Cast. And that's the break news. I'm Oluwayemi Adelaku saying thank you for watching and good morning.
Live from the heart of the action. Welcome to the nerve center of Next Level Broadcasting.
This is the OB van, where the studio meets the street.
Equipped with cutting-edge cameras, crystal clear audio, real-time switching and broadcast control, we don't just capture moments, we deliver the experience live.
Anywhere, anytime, from stadiums to red carpets, breaking news to buzzing festivals, weddings, birthdays, and all sorts of ceremonies. We bring the world to your screen in real time.
It's not just a van, it's a complete mobile production house, a command center, a broadcast beast.
This is more than a broadcast. This is the OB van difference. Live, loud, limitless.
Ready to go live? Like never before. Book the OB van today and take your event to the world. One powerful broadcast at a time.
To book, call 0705 506 1061 or 0916 101 1061. Email marketing@dominion.org.ng or visit our socials on Instagram @Dominion Broadcast.
Dominion Broadcast, your channel of choice.
Thank you for staying with us this morning. This is newspaper headlines analysis, and of course, this is still Daybreak Live. This morning, we want to look at several stories. And however, soon enough, I'm going to introduce my analyst for this morning. But before that, let's start from this Nigeria. I have this headline that says 72 hours after resumption, Fubara meets Tinubu, says peace has returned to rivers. And of course, a lot of Nigerians want to believe that peace has indeed returned to Rivers State. Away from that, let's also check this headline that says Natasha, women's group, take battle against Senate to United Nations. Is there an end to this case between Natasha and the Senate President Akpabio? Because, I mean, we've been on this matter for months now. Even after she's done with her 6 months, she's not been allowed to resume her duties as the senator representing Kogi Central. Away from that headline, let's also check this one that says troops subdue ISWAP attack, shield 10,000 households in Borno. And of course, Nigeria's economy grew by 4.23% in Q2 2025. That's coming from NBS. Straight to Nigerian Tribune this morning, the banner headline is also saying Tinubu, Fubara in father-son discussion in Aso Rock. Governor seeks guidance on how to avoid further crisis in Rivers, restates peace with Wike. We do hope that we're not going to hear anything concerning this matter. Maybe another tussle brewing between Wike and, of course, Fubara. I also have this headline that says Nigeria's GDP expands by 4.23%. Another headline is saying senators divided over Natasha's resumption. A trial on alleged cybercrime against Akpabio stalled, rescheduled for October 20. Another headline is saying U.S. threatens visa ban on corrupt Nigerian leaders. And of course, this morning I mentioned that Showore tweeted under that post to talk about former governor Nyesom Wike, and of course the current minister of the FCT, to talk about some of his activities, to say he bought some properties in U.S., Florida through fraudulent means. One of the stories that we're going to look at this morning. Another headline is saying bodies of 8 missing policemen recovered in Benue as gunmen kill APC chieftain. A lot is going on in Benue, even after the massacre, that trended across, the whole world. A lot, must be done in that particular area, not just in Benue, of course, in Kwara as well, because over the weekend we saw what happened where, 3 police officers were killed. It was a gory sight indeed. Away from that story, I have this one that says, court fixes September 29 to hear Osun government motion on withheld local government funds. I look forward to a day when I will not have to discuss this local government funds in Osun State, because it's been a consistent matter on the headlines indeed. Away from that, I also have this one that says inhaling marijuana increases risk for asthma attacks by 44%. That's a study, and of course we must look into that. Let's cross over from Nigerian Tribune this morning to this day. I have the headline that says, Presidency, Tinubu, a committed Democrat, has no plan to stay in power beyond 2031. Usman Bugaje is saying ex-President Obasanjo did everything to remain in power. Who are we to believe now as Nigerians? A lot to unpack. Let's cross over to the Matrix paper this morning. I have this headline that says, Fubara opens up and visit to Tinubu. It's father and son discussion to tell him thank you that I've resumed. I came for proper guidance so we don't run into crisis again. I think we should note that is a very good one. Reviews he and his principal are working together. Another headline this morning says borrowing key to poverty reduction. Our speaker recant. Away from the Matrix this morning, let's check what's going on. And first daily, I have this headline that says Osun Lagos leaders INEC pre-registration hits 5.3 million. Honestly, I think a few weeks ago I talked about how some of the politicians and the opposition parties came out to say that they are not so comfortable with the numbers coming from Osun State. But then one of my analysts mentioned that because the election is near, I think that's why we are having this increase in numbers of persons who are registering for their PVC. Away from that story, I have this one that says APC chieftain Ude shot dead by gunmen in Otupo. That's a very sad one. Fubara has right to reclaim 6-month tenure lost to suspension. That's coming from Okonko. Finally this morning, New Telegraph is saying corrupt high-profile Nigerians risk visa ban. U.S. warns, says corruption fight knows no borders or limits on accountability. Away from that, Ononuga to verify Tinubu has no plan to become live president. Don't retaliate against Palestinian statehood push, UK tells Israel. That's how far we can go this morning, speaking about the headlines that we want to talk about. Of course, you can still check through the pages of the newspaper to get more stories. Because of time, allow me to turn to my analyst this morning, speaking of Dr. Babatunde Babasoya, a medical consultant and, of course, a public affairs analyst, a respected one at that. Welcome this morning.
Thank you very much.
All right, let's start from this Nigeria. I have this headline that says, Natasha, women's group take battle against Senate to United Nations. Is there an end to this issue between Natasha and Akpabio?
I don't know. I don't know how far she has to go. I don't know how far she intends to take it. There have been series of mismanagement on both sides. First, Natasha was wrong. I mean, let's be clear.
Okay.
The Senate's extant rule states that the Senate president has the right, the sole right, to allocate seats to anybody, to sit anywhere, at any time. That's his prerogative as Senate president.
And if you don't follow that, you're not allowed to speak.
Yeah, and then the Senate law now says that you cannot speak, you may not address the Senate except you are occupying your assigned seat. Those are the two rules.
Okay.
Now, Natasha insisted that the Senate president should not have allocated her, and she then addressed the Senate, thereby causing chaos on the floor of the Senate. An offense for which she then refused to apologize. Okay. And then the Senate now just said, just go. Now, on that day, we were watching, two of our contemporaries, of our mates in Kogi State, the other two senators stood up and apologized on behalf of Kogi and on behalf of her. So the last thing was supposed to be for her to apologize to the Senate. Okay. And she refused. That was and by the next day, we were hearing it on another station, sexual assault, this assault, that assault, those assaults. From that point on, the focus changed. So then they went to Senate Ethics, Senate Privileges Committee. Then they filed there, and then they found her guilty. Then they recommended one of the harshest punishments that could have been handed down, which was 6 months suspension. Then they handed it down to her. And then that's the end of the matter. Okay. Now, during the course of the suspension, she then went to court to nullify the suspension. Said court did not nullify suspension. Court then said that what Senate did was harsh. In the court's opinion, the opinion of the knowledge judge, it was very harsh. However, it was not wrong. It was not illegal. So the court could not order the Senate to say go back. Now, there is something that we always say is doctrine of separation of powers. So if you are going to be impeached, so let's say you're a governor, and you hear that the assembly is going to impeach you, you cannot go to the court to say that the court should prevent the assembly from impeaching you, because then that is interfering with the business of the assembly. You cannot do that. So when Natasha went to court, now by saying Natasha, I am assuming that this is Natasha's lawyers. Okay. And I think they probably should know better. Again, this is one of the things that I don't understand. In a bit to collect somebody's money, lawyers tend to just sue the bastard.
But she herself, she's an attorney.
Well, they don't know. I beg now.
Don't you think she should know better herself?
Now. Everybody's an attorney now, self. Every Tom, Dick, and Harry now, when you're in the political office, you go. It's a part of. This thing is just. The lawyer people should just wake up. Everybody, everywhere now, you just see them, and then you look at the person that is talking. I'm an attorney. I'm a barrister. You don't look at the person that is talking like this. He can't string 5 sentences together, and he's an attorney. Hello. Thank God I'm a doctor. That's why I cannot go and be an attorney. But I cannot join that kind of bandwagon. So I just, there are many noble and learned professions. You just stick to your own. Nobody can. Do you see anybody just waking up saying, I'm a priest?
But they are excellent lawyers. Do you agree with me? They are excellent lawyers who are doing very great in this country. Definitely we might have some persons that are not.
We know the lawyers.
Okay.
We know the charge and bail. Then we know those ones who want to join. Those ones that jump through the window inside. Okay. Common sense sometimes jump through the window outside. These lawyers jump through the window inside. Inside. They were outside, they just enter through the window.
Oh, okay.
They didn't go through the door. No matter what they said they have done. Okay. Because if you are a lawyer, the first thing that they will teach you is doctrine of separation of power. The executive is different from the assembly and it's different from the court.
Okay.
So if a case is in court, which is why everything that is in court, is sub judice. Nobody can talk about it. Nobody can discuss it. Nobody can pass an opinion on it.
Over time, Natasha talks about this matter. So do you think that's what?
In fact, the point where the court said she was found in contempt, that she should just make restitution for the contempt that she has been found.
Doctor, do you think an apology will solve this matter? Because even the Senate president that we have now was in this case before with David Mark, but then he apologized and everything
immediately he apologized. He did not that he didn't go home. The moment the matter was being pulled, they stood up. He apologized. But they showed us the clips now.
So can an apology from Natasha solve this matter?
I'm not sure the matter has not passed apology. I think that at least we will resolve the substantive issue of sexual harassment. We will resolve that part, because again, once you cross that line, once you went on air to state that the man transferred 500 million to you, the man started asking you to touch yourself, to whatever, I think we need to get to the bottom of that. The number 3 candidate, president, citizen in this country shall not be involved in that kind of nonsense. You understand? So, if indeed he is, then we have a problem. Now, there are, you see, the Senate is made up of 109 members. Only 109. So, if we rank Nigerians by order of importance, Natasha will be after Tinubu and what's his name? And Shetima, number 1, number 2. Senate President, number 3. Speaker, number 4. We rank all the senators before we rank all the... So, by the time we rank them, Natasha is probably going to be somewhere... She is going to be in the first 200 people in Nigeria. There are 250 million Nigerians. She is number 200. Let's say she's the least of the senators. She's 200. She will be number 200 there. So, somewhere along the line, the first 200, the number 200 citizen in Nigeria, in importance, in influence, in power, will not also do that thing. So, if you are not sexually harassed, then you cannot lie that you are sexually harassed. Then you are going to go to jail for that. So, if she cannot prove this case successively, we should not even... right now, the case is no longer about going to court to resume. We are going to Senate to resume. We should trash out this issue of sexual harassment, because you go back to that Senate, either Akpabio is still Senate president, and he is not a sexual molester, and you go to jail, or you go back as a senator, and Akpabio has been found guilty of sexual harassment.
She says she has evidence, but then she's yet to release it.
Don't even release it again. Present it to the court.
Okay.
Go to court and show the evidence. If you cannot, this is no longer an apology. An apology was you were rude in the floor of the Senate, and then you apologize. Life will have continued. Right now, we are no longer... We're talking about your threat. Didn't you go back and say there was threat to your life, there was threat this, that? A lot of things have been... Now, she's going abroad now to go and start talking again against Nigeria. She had done this before at one parliamentarian meeting outside Nigeria. She's going to do it again.
She was interviewed, and then, we saw the clips online. So now it's another one to the United Nations. Let's see how this will play out, Doctor. Definitely we'll talk about this much later when it has been resolved. Let's talk about Fubara now. That had a meeting with Tinubu, and of course, he mentioned that peace has returned to Rivers. He said the meeting was essential to ensure that what happened the last time will not happen again. Doctor, in your honest opinion, can you advise Fubara? What do you think he should begin to do going forward to avoid, the crisis that happened the last time?
He should take all the things that Tinubu has told him and just execute that template. Simple. I'm sure Tinubu will have told him quite a lot. Tinubu being a godfather and then a kingmaker and now a king, he will have told him a lot about all these things. So please, before Wike anointed you, you were a nobody. You were just an accountant general in your state, a civil servant, no political base, nothing. Then they made you a governor against all commerce. The man campaigned for you.
But Wike is not the first person to anoint someone to be successor.
Have you seen anybody who has anointed a successor whose successor did not fight him?
What about Ododo? I think they have a good relationship now. Ododo one, Yabelo.
For now.
For now. Okay.
They just go and look at it in history. All the anointed, usually the first thing they do when they get to power is to bite the fingers that are feeding them. That's the first thing. So to show that you have come of age, the elders say that when the python wants to know how tall it is, it measures itself against a palm tree. So that's the first thing you do. You first measure yourself against the person that put you there, and then you torpedo that person, and then you then start to assemble your own political machinery. You want to become a godfather in your state. So that's the thing that happen.
Okay, doctor, don't you agree with some of the things that I'm seeing online that Toba Sunyo Kogiri, that's what Yoruba people will say. You know, there are some claims that, you know, Wike was asking for too much from Fubara.
What is too much?
And that was what led to the whole crisis.
What is too much? What did you agree to when they made you governor? Before they put you there? What is too much? If the man says you should bend over, you bend over now. Simple.
Okay.
You agreed that you are going to be doing what he said. You said you are not even going to say no to him. Those are part of the things that you will have agreed on now. So suddenly, you are now saying that, what? When they were going to make Ngige governor, you remember the Ngige and the Uba brothers? Didn't they go to Okija Shrine to swear the oath? That they are going to hold whatever this one says is going to... Didn't they go there? You cannot be forgetting these things in Nigeria. Okija Shrine matter. Ngige.
So you are saying
Uba.
They had a deal before
they had a deal. You cannot come back because you have not been made the governor, then you renege. That, okay, now that I've been made the governor, yes. So your people behind you are telling you, don't worry. Whatever he says, you do now. And when you get to the governor, you show him that the power don't reach your hand. So it has been shown now that power past power.
But Wike was able to do it with Amici and he escaped.
You know why Wike was able to do it with Amici?
Tell me, please.
You need to calculate what is on ground.
Okay.
Wike is what now? Governor of Abuja.
Minister of FCT.
Governor of Abuja.
Okay.
He has his own budget. Nothing. He's there. Nobody. He doesn't have supervisory role there. There is no state assembly in Abuja. Whatever Wike says goes. The only person that Wike reports to in Abuja is Tinubu. And that's his big brother. And so the worst that will happen is that he will prostrate for him. It's okay, boss. I don't fuck up. Boss, okay, sorry. He finished.
Okay.
So, who was Amechi when Wike was there? Meanwhile, don't forget, all the time that Wike and Amechi were doing this back-to-back, Abuja supported Wike. And you cannot remember that there was a police commissioner who was the one torturing Amechi up and down. It was police that they used to do all these works.
So Wike was able to play his game right.
Wike understood the politics.
The game.
Which was why PDP made a strategic loss when Tambuwa defected and gave the PDP presidency to Atiku. Because the agreement was that he was supposed to go to the south. If Wike had been the one that contested against Tinubu, election might not have gone the way it went. Maybe Tinubu might have won. Probably he would have won. Might be a lot tighter, but he would have probably won.
Are you saying Wike has more popularity than the other candidates, which is Peter Obi for Labour Party?
He has more money. What is popularity there? The East will vote for Obi because he's their son.
Oh.
But the South will vote for Wike. That is the logic. They will vote for Wike, and all the PDP people will mobilize the North. And Tinubu will still win because the East taken out of PDP is what allowed Tinubu to win. If you add Atiku's vote to Obi's vote, that was supposed to be PDP vote too. Don't make the mistake. PDP states in Southeast were PDP states since they were conceived. Even the days of Abiola 1993 election, most of them were voting for NRC. NRC is what is becoming PDP now. SDP is what has become. Don't forget that SDP is still there. But if you look at the people that were coalescing then and coalescing now, they are in the same caucus. So please, the party that lost was Atiku when Atiku became president, candidate of PDP, and Obi went to Labour. Obi going to Labour and getting the ticket in Labour pulled the whole Southeast out, the 5 states. And so all those 5 states, yes, they were giving Obi 85% of the vote. It didn't make any difference because you cannot win the presidency with one region.
Okay, you need to have support from other regions.
But you took the whole region out of every... You see, if Obi had won 40% and then they are shared 30%, it would have been a cumulative effect somewhere.
Okay.
But Obi won 85%, 90%. So there is nothing to share for others. It will not... All the votes, by the time they went to Kano, by the time all Atiku had all the... Where Atiku had lead, by the time they got to Kano, Tinubu got second in Kano. Kwakwaso was first in Kano. Kwakwaso had 1 point something million. Tinubu got more than 500,000 more votes than Atiku in Kano. That cancelled all the deficit that Tinubu had been carrying from the northern states. Meanwhile, the southwestern states were going to vote for who? Tinubu. Bar Lagos, that the vote went Ori.
Peter Obi won Lagos.
Yes, it was not Atiku. You see, every time Peter Obi won, Atiku was losing. Tinubu had this calculation. I will second if I cannot get first. So in Southeast, he was second. In this North, he was second.
But Atiku came second in the vote.
It was Tinubu now. Obi didn't get first in many places. Obi got first in the Southeast.
Okay.
And then got first in maybe 2, 3 northern states. End story. But there are 36 states now. 5 plus 3, 8. The remaining one. This one got 12. This one got 11. They just made the thing just so they will come first and second. However, problem was that if you had added the vote of Obi to Atiku, now Atiku for they become GCFR now.
But was never going to work in 2023 because of the tussle, within the PDP, and that was why Obi even left the party at the time. Which is
why Wike is winning. This is why Tinubu and Wike are together now. Because 2027 is beckoning.
Let's leave that. I mean, to
so this Fubara man, whoever was advising him, didn't look at the political landscape well. No, this is not the time to challenge Wike.
It's in his full strength, according to
the height of his powers now.
Okay.
It's relevant to the government. It's doing what it's supposed to do in Abuja. What are you going to tell him?
An interesting story. Let's cross over to another story this morning that says U.S. threatens visa ban on corrupt Nigerian leaders. And one thing interesting is that under the tweet,
who defines corrupt Nigerian leaders? What kind of crap are they talking about?
They have no right to talk about this.
You see, again, look at this matter. There is a common sense per square meter that we need to identify. It is very low there again. The common sense per square meter is a yardstick for measuring the indices. It's an index of sense. If it is too low somewhere, this is what you get. Since they've elected Trump, either through whatever, this is the dividend of democracy. Sometimes you get an Obama, and sometimes you get a Trump. That's democracy. This is how it happens. Sometimes you get an Obama, sometimes you get a Trump. Now they get a Trump, and then whatever is coming, I don't know. So you will then ban them from, ban them. They will not go to US again. They will go somewhere else. They will carry their money somewhere else. Is US the one that they keep money?
Okay, Doctor.
What is the thing about US United States visa that has now made it so?
But a lot of Nigerians want to travel. They want to jump back.
They go down somewhere else. Australia, whatever. Find a good means. Go to Canada. From Canada, you can walk into US. Walk into US with their citizen. So what is this? This is US. They are not even. What is the contribution of US now to the world beyond causing problem in the Middle East? Beyond that one.
But Trump is trying to resolve some of the crises that have been on ground. I mean, before he came on board.
Where is the crisis that came on board?
Talk about Ukraine and Russia.
Trump that told Ukrainian president that he should have just allowed Russia to walk over him. Is that how you do negotiation?
Okay, you don't agree with his approach to resolving the matter.
So somebody came to your house to come and boggle your house, and then the policeman now comes and says, you should not have resisted. You should just have allowed him. Is that the way you bros? No.
Okay, Doctor, are you not seeing it this way, that because of some activities of some politicians over there, and of course individuals, because Shore tweeted under this post to say that, okay, just like how we have been pushing evidences against Wiki buying properties in US, Florida, and buying those properties, in the names of his children. Don't you see it as, okay, this is one of the reasons why these people are saying, okay, we want to do this, we want to do that. Another point is, just recently, a Canadian court referred to the PDP and the APC as terrorist groups. All of these comments, are they not the reasons why, some of these countries are saying that, okay, we want to do this to Nigeria? Because, what do you make of this?
Say whatever they want to say about Nigeria. We are a sovereign state. We have our problems. Right?
Okay.
We have our problems. I will appreciate it if somebody can go to this America and see what we that have gone there have seen. It is not, the streets are not paved with gold though. They suffer more there than we suffer here. So be here, if you are hungry, you can still get somebody to give you money. You can still go to a joint. You don't go a joint and you say, you want, please, can somebody? People die of hunger there. People freeze to death because they cannot pay their bills there. People die at the doors of hospital because they will not be taken. This one that we are in Nigeria, we are threatening everybody. And the doctor, if you don't treat a patient that comes to you, in America, you can die if you don't have, and that's one of the reasons why they die. They die easy. There is a boss Let me this one so that we can be talking sense. If you want to japa, if you want to japa, but know that where you are going to, you are going to wonder when you get there. There's a bus. Where is this? There's this place in Hollywood. Yeah, that's it. The Hollywood is like a place, like a suburb in LA.
Okay.
It is a very high-end place. Most of the people that work there, the nanny, the cooks, the cleaners, the people that do the hand jobs there, they cannot live in Hollywood. You know what some of them do? Now there's this driver who has taken it upon himself. He will do his normal shift in the day. At night, he will then take his bus and then drive that route. He will pick all the homeless people. You stand by the... I think you are going to enter the bus to go from one place to the other. You're not going anywhere. What they do is that inside the bus, when the bus is running, there is heat. So they will stay on their seat in the bus. They will doze there. And then the guy will drive to the end. And then he will drive back. And then he will drive. And then in the morning, he will drop them. And then the day starts all over again. That's what they've been doing. That's how they've been living. Okay. I have seen with my eyes people who are hiding themselves in the crevices of a bridge, and the temperature was minus 20 outside. We couldn't come out, but we were looking at them through the glass. There were crevices inside the bridge. You know, when you put a bridge, this column and then this beam here, and then they will just hide themselves, and so they use clothes. And the way you will know is that occasionally they will open the clothes. They will. So that's what sometimes you can get to in America. And there are people there who are very good here, who had problems, and there is no social net. If something happens to you, you are gone. So yes, America has their problem. Let them face their problem. In Canada has their problem. Let them face their problem. And while people have their own problem, we know one day we will solve the problem. But we cannot just because America said they are corrupt. Yes, are they not? Is Trump not the most corrupt person in America now? I mean, look at the antecedent now. Tinubu does not have all the baggage. If Tinubu had the baggages of Trump, you think he would have won the presidency? The only argument we were having with Tinubu was I didn't go to school now. That was the only argument that everybody was talking about now. Trump, people came out, grabbed them by the thing that he said he was going to...
Is that not normal for any candidate who is contested, for people to look for ways to say you are not fit?
But you should not give them that opportunity to see it now. You can look now. Maybe we look for Obama's own. Did we see? Didn't this Trump go out on air to say Obama was not in America? They should come and present his birth certificate that he was not born in America. Was it not the Bata phenomenon? Was it Trump not one of those champions? Had he come out to say, "Oh, I'm sorry, I might have been misinformed"? The president of America, no, that guy. But somebody else gets to the presidency of America, common sense per square meter will start to rise again. Right now, that guy. It's like a goat bleating in my backyard. I'm not going to pay attention to it at all.
He has a lot of supporters who love him and they speak good things about him.
The dividends of them. Tinubu has a lot of supporters who love him. And there are people in this Nigeria who, if Tinubu walks in the middle of the road at night, they will run him down. Is that not true? So please, he has a supporter. Yes, let his supporter be supporting him. America, they are America. I'm a Nigerian. I don't have any interest in going to America to do anything. Period. But they cannot put mouth. This was the same America. Okay, you are a bit young on that matter. This was the same America that woke up one day, carried a destroyer, and went to Panama and took General Noriega, head of Panama, a head of a government, put him inside the and put him in America. The guy is eating beans in a federal prison in America, a head of government, just because they said it was drug, they was selling drugs. They just took him away.
But doctor, Nigeria used to have a very good relationship with America.
Every country should every country should have a good relationship with every other country. America recently vetoed that there will not be a Palestinian state. Vetoed the Palestinian state.
Is that not part of what you enjoy as a world power?
Now you can mess up as a world power. Okay. All the other world powers are like, hey, what is wrong with you now? They are killing these people. Give them a state so that we can then... No. They should kill them. You know what Trump said? So that they can go and develop Gaza and then allocate it. They can go to another man's country. After you have killed all of them, then you will develop it as a suburb and then allocate it to who? To who that can pay. Is that what you... Is that... the president of America, no, at that point, common sense per square meter has gone below 0. That's that point. Common sense per square meter. So that kind of person now is talking. I'm not listening to the person.
So you think it's the concept of territorial integrity. He has no right to speak about
there are
better
things that I should have talked about. I'm just looking at his mouth.
Okay.
Let better person be talking.
Doctor, very quickly before we go, I have this headline that says, borrowing key to poverty reduction, House Speaker recant. Do you agree with that statement, that borrowing can help us reduce poverty in Nigeria?
See, look at it this way. This is Dominion Television.
Okay.
Let us imagine that you have built this place for maybe 100 million. I'm just assuming, you say 100 million. And then you're trying to now go digital. You want to go 5G digital now, all those new things that are coming. So you want to buy all those equipment. Maybe it probably will cost you maybe another 50 million. You will not have 50 million running in your accounts. So what you will do is you go to your banks and say, see, this is how I make money. This is, look at my books. So if you buy that, then the projection is that we can broadcast more, we can reach more people, we can have more adverts, we can then charge more, and then we are expecting this projected income. And then they look at your books, and if they are happy with your books, they lend you the money. Voila! Dominion TV becomes, I give you an example that everybody knows, Facebook. The first 10 years of Facebook, they were not making profits, but somebody was paying them to run Facebook. Those were the bankers. Those were the investors. They believed in the dream of Facebook. For the first 10 years, they didn't make money. They were just doing Facebook, and we were all there doing Facebook, connecting people, doing that, add friend, confirm friend. That's what we're all doing on Facebook. But in those 10 years, they didn't make money. They did not make money. And people were there, keeping the lights on, keeping the server running, paying the workers, paying security, doing whatever needs to be done. They were doing for 10 years. That's how Facebook became. That's why Nigerians don't get to have a company that go. Dangote built that 20 billion naira refinery. Nobody does anything worthwhile in business.
So what is your stand on this matter?
You must borrow money.
So we must borrow money.
You must. So when you now see, the problem with Nigeria is not the concept that we want to borrow money.
Okay.
The governor of your state has gone to borrow 300 billion naira somehow. What are you going to do with the money?
That's the bone of contention.
That's the problem. If you borrow the money, as I said, see, all this, we want to do CNG, the oil cost, fuel cost, everything costs now. If the governor borrows that 300 billion naira and he says, okay, to build a CNG factory and begin to equip cars with CNG and have capacity to do whatever I want to do with CNG and roll it out properly and do all these ones, I'm going to need to have, they give me an estimate, it's going to cost me 300 million naira. 300 million naira to build one.
Because of time.
Yes, to build one.
We need to go.
If you build one for 300 million naira, you will build 100 for 300 billion. No, 1,000. 300 million times 1,000 is 300 billion. So you build 1,000 of that sophisticated CNG factory for 300 billion naira. If you put it in 33 local government, 1,000 in 33 government, it means Ibadan will have almost 100 CNGs in Ibadan alone. There will be workers there. You will carry your car there. You will change your car to a CNG car. Then it means that instead of buying 841 naira per fuel, you will buy 5 naira per cubic of kidney, and that 5 naira, you buy 2 of it. You can go to Lagos and you can come back. That's how cheap. Life will just come down like that. Money will have meaning in everybody's hand. Civil servants will have money. Everybody will have money. Taxi driver, this your generator set that you are using, it can run CNG. They just come here, fix it for you. Bam!
Doctor,
all your so just because the governor has taken that same 300 billion naira and decided to be that. So when I say common sense per square meter, if you want to do something sensible, you don't need to think far. Just approach it with common sense per square meter. What will benefit the most people? 300 billion. I put 1,000 CNG factories in this Oyo state at 300 million per one. By this time next year, believe me sincerely, Oyo state, they will take visa. The same way they are going to Lagos now, they will be taking visa to come to your state with the development.
Interesting analysis this morning, Doctor.
So
unfortunately,
please, we borrow money, but we don't borrow money and then somebody will now somebody will now walk away with it, and then we'll now be looking for the money.
Okay.
Like the army money that we don't know where the money went to.
Interesting analysis from Doctor this morning. I think it's a fine place to leave it. Definitely this conversation will continue some other time. Thank you for being a part of this segment. Dr. Babatunde Labaso, your medical consultant and public affairs analyst. All right, thank you for being a part of the segment. Dear audience, it's time to take a short break, and when we come back, Big Story will become. Samson Balogun is standing by. Please stay with us. We'll be right back.
Need a professional space to bring your vision to life? Dominion Television Studios offers state-of-the-art facilities perfect for your next broadcast, commercial, corporate video, or live event. With flexible rental options, cutting-edge equipment, and a supportive team, we provide the perfect environment for high-quality productions. Unleash your creativity. For bookings, email us at marketing@dominion.org.ng. Call us on 0705 506 1061 or 0916 101 1061. Check us out on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, and TikTok at Dominion Broadcast, and on X at Dominion Casts. Book your space today. Dominion Television, your channel of choice.
Good morning once again, and welcome to The Big Story on Daybreak Live. This is the segment where we slow things down and dig deeper into the issues shaping Nigeria's present and future. I'm Samson Balogun. When the All Progressives Congress, APC, came to power in 2015, it rode on a wave of promises, fighting corruption, reviving the economy, and tackling insecurity head-on. Over the years, those pledges have been revisited, debated, and often questioned. Fast forward to 2023, in the general elections, APC's presidential candidate, now President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, stepped forward with what he called the Renewed Hope Agenda. It was a campaign message that promised Nigerians relief from poverty, jobs for the youth, stable power supply, improved infrastructure, and a stronger, more secured nation. Just after the elections, this slogan became the administration's defining banner: Renewed Hope, Renewed Hope. What meant to rekindle optimism among Nigerians who had grown weary of unfulfilled promises. But today, the question is simple yet profound. Has this renewed hope truly taken root in the lives of Nigerians? Or has it become another political slogan, which is lost in translation? to help us unpack this, we are joined by an APC stalwart, Honorable Omolaja Olaoye. We'll be sharing his insights on whether the renewed hope agenda is delivering the change it's promised, or if Nigerians are right to feel otherwise. Good morning once again. Thank you for joining us on the show. Do well to link up with us on all social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok at Dominion Broadcast. Watch us live. Subscribe to our YouTube channel on YouTube. Definitely subscribe. Click on the notification bell. And that is at Dominion Broadcast. You can also watch us live on our website, www.dominion.org.ng. Now straight to business. I have with me in the studio, Honorable Omolaja Olaoye. Good to have you here.
Good morning to you, Samson, and I'm delighted to be here today. Good morning to you. Good morning to you, viewers, hope, and thank you for watching us, and we are hope to deliver.
Now, the APC has been in power for about 10 years. The road to power under the regime of late former President Muhammadu Buhari. He served for 8 years. Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, now President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, has served for about 2 years. In your opinion, how would you rate this administration so far?
Like you said,
as against the campaign promises.
The campaign promises is always about renewed hope, and I believe the hope has been renewed, and things are getting better in Nigeria, no matter the way you look at it, because it's going to be X-ray on different level, on different perspective. Then we must know whether this hope has been renewed. To me, the hope has been renewed in all sectors of Nigerian economy. When you say in all sectors of the Nigerian economy, you mean, how would you, on a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate this administration? 1 to 10? It is not about whether 1 to 10. When you are talking about percentage, I would say, if you talk about the renewed hope, like you said, it is going to be like 9, for now, it's going to be like 80 to 100. For now, because the administration is still ongoing. Is about 2.5 years or thereabout right now, and we are going forward. Let's talk about the economy. Are things the way it was in Nigeria? It's not. We are not having a cosmetic economy like the way we've been having for so long in Nigeria. We are now having an economic that it's the way Nigeria is supposed to be. This admission, when you are talking about the CBN, is not about robbing Peter to pay Paul, whereby the elite are the only one that is going to be benefiting what income that Nigeria is supposed to be having. We are talking about the exchange rate. Before, we are going to see how government is subsidizing this exchange rate for the benefit of the poor, but it's not getting to the poor. No matter, we've seen the exchange rate being stabilized for more than a year now at a pegged rate. So when you are talking, and this is the basis for Nigerians to know whether we have a right economy or not, whether it's working or not. But when you are talking about that, I believe the administration is doing well.
Since you mentioned the economy, let's start with the economy.
Thank you.
A dollar is about 1,555 naira in the market. Are you consider that good for the Nigerian people?
Yes,
especially for Nigerians who have children abroad.
Of course, it's good for Nigerian people. We are talking about capitalist economy whereby everybody is free to go to anywhere they want to be. We are talking about, even in the past, when you are talking about Nigerians who are schooling abroad are for the rich only. If you are talking about the poor, that is when you are going to see scholarship. Even it happens in 60s when we have Western region where a lot of some Nigerians are going to be taken abroad. We still have that scholarship up to now that a lot of students can still enjoy. It depends on if you are capable enough to win that scholarship, you are going to be taken abroad and you are not going to pay anything. But let's talk about when you are talking about the schooling in Nigeria. Our universities now, a lot of students are having access to loan, and we have not had this like this in Nigeria. We have never had it. Like
some say the Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu's idea of the Nigerian economy only works better on paper and not in practice. Is that true?
It is not true. It is not true. As of recent, we are told that about 71 million Nigerians have benefited from 25,000, probably about the grant being given to them, that is being given to some less privileged people. And people are asking for the documentation. It's there for you to see. You are talking about whether Nigerian economy is working or not. The states are, a lot of governors are now saying that you don't need to borrow to pay to execute any project. And I've never seen any governor that come out that said it is not true. We have seen a lot of states that are now paying their debt for you to know whether the economic is working or not. That is for you to know our economic is working. You are talking about fuel. We have a lot of alternative to fuel. It depends on how you can do.
Before we talk about fuel, how much is a bag of rice?
Is a bag of rice? I believe that probably in some few months ago it was 80 to 100,000.
How much is the new minimum wage?
Now, you cannot justify it with new minimum wage. When you are talking about new minimum wage, it depends. You are talking about new minimum wage. You are not going to talk about those allowances that are given to them, whether transport allowances, whether house allowances, whether any food allowances. It's not part of those kind of, you are talking about minimum wage.
For senior staff.
For senior staff, whether you are senior, whether you are junior, a lot of salary earners have that allowances being given to them. They are entitled to it. No matter how small it is, they will be given. So now, you are now talking about bag of rice. You cannot justify the bag of rice with how much the minimum wage are, because you can only pay for what you have, and people are having access to it. For them to have access to it, that's for you to know that Nigerian economy is working.
If you say Nigerians should not compare the new minimum wage with what a bag of rice costs, now how about our families who depend solely on the new minimum wage and nothing else as extra income? So how do they intend to survive?
It generally everywhere in the world. We all have. That is why when you are talking about the family, you have a wife and you have a husband. That is why a lot of people are having other side also to augment to their salary. I am not saying Nigerians are finding it so easy. It is there throughout the whole world. If you go to the developed world as well, they are having all these crises. That is why you are seeing every time there is always change in government. And when all this developed world, you are talking about United Kingdom, you are talking about United States, they talk about immigration, because people who are home are talking about, they are feeling the heat, because a lot of them cannot be able to feed well. They cannot be able to house themselves very well. And the transportation as well is difficult. That is why they are demanding more from the government. And for example, you talk about a place like UK. There was a time UK opened their door for people because they want their economy to be rebuilt. They want to reboot their economy. They want it to be robust. That is why they opened the door for people. But now, with immigration from everywhere in the whole world that are coming to UK, they are now seeing that their people are not enjoying the benefit they're supposed to. That is to enjoy. That is why they have to close their door. So, United States of America is having this issue as well. They talk about immigration all the time. We have to know that when people talk about immigration, that's for you to know that the economy is not as the way we think it is.
Honorable Molaja, you're a member of the APC.
No doubt about that.
A Kakari member of the APC.
No doubt about that.
This administration promised that stable electricity, affordable stable electricity. Is that so as we speak?
It is getting better. I will tell you. Like I told you in my area, we have not been enjoying.
Same for the Buhari administration 8 years ago.
No.
2 years.
No,
this 10 years.
This one is different because they are like.
What's the difference?
The difference is that electricity has improved very well. It has improved tremendously well. I'm not saying that it has that 100%, but like comparing before, we don't enjoy electricity the way we are enjoying it right now. That is why the president said, if electricity is not improved, you should have the right to vote him out. He's sure of this. That is why he said. And mind you, apart from that, we have seen a lot of companies who has gone to alternative to electricity. That is why you see them. We can be able to use gas. We use this solar as well, like it's been done in developed world.
If the government fails, what do you expect the people to do?
the people are right. They have the right to use their constitutional power, which when it's come to voting, but they must be able to ask questions, even to those who are coming.
Since the government failed to provide electricity, people have the right to seek for alternative. That's exactly what you are saying. That means it's an indication that the government has failed in providing stable electricity.
No, not that. I am telling you, when you are talking about energy, energy is not cheap anywhere in the world. I am telling you.
But Nigerians paid for darkness for years.
Alternative, as what I'm saying.
Estimated billing. They were paying for electricity they did not use.
I am not member of PhD, probably NEPA or their current name, IBDEC or IKJEC, whatever they have. I am not their member. I don't know how they do this estimated bill.
The current minister of power is a member of your political party.
Yes, he's the member of my political party. No doubt about that. And he's doing tremendous as well.
We saw him holding power bank here and there.
No. Power bank, using power bank it depends on when you are going from one place to the other. In like a place like UK, you cannot just go anywhere when the battery of your phone is down to even charge just anyhow. So that is why I have seen a situation that some of the so-called opposition are trying to nail Chief Adelabu when he was using power bank. We have seen someone like Trump using power bank as well. So now that is not the basis. He is always on the road, and you expect that. Even when you get to an airplane, you can see a place you can be able to charge. Would I say that because you are traveling for about 7-8 hours, you don't have the right to look for any alternative energy to charge your phone? So I don't think it is the basic, because the electricity is not stable, that is why it's using power bank. It's not so.
Let's talk about security. In your opinion, has Nigeria improved on security in the last 2 years?
Nigeria has improved in security. And when we are talking about this,
there was an allegation on this administration by Malam Nasir El-Rufai that the APC have resorted into paying bandits to stop attacks. Is that true?
I cannot talk about that, but I know a PDP administration, they are talking about the Zamfara state governor that is being led by PDP administration. He said he's paying for it. And people have the question his intelligence and his ability to lead Zamfara state. That is one thing. But that is why I say all these problems, skirmish in this security, it is sectional. Is the challenge they have in Southwest, is this the same they have in Southeast? What they have in Southeast, is this the same they have in Southwest, as South? What they have in Northwest, is it the same they have in North Central? It is not. It is in pocket of some state. And with this, we knew that about 5 countries surround Nigeria. And that alone is security threat. This security challenge has been for many, many years. And we have been doing a lot of things to not beat on the ball. Like before, when you are talking about criminal activities, it can be done just anyhow. That is why we are told to register our SIMs. Because a particular person can have about 200 SIMs before, but it's not. Your SIM has to be limited with your name so they can be able to track you down. So the system of this security the challenge in security has been drastically reduced in Nigeria. I am telling you that, you know.
And we have been having incessant attacks in the north.
In the north, yes.
And border towns in Kwara. Banditry is gradually moving to the southwest.
I don't believe that. I don't believe that. You see, the criminal activities, they all take different forms. That is why all the security apparatus, the security operatives have to know. That is why they have to be doing all this meeting all the time. You know, in states, all of them are meant to have security meeting probably every week, probably every month, probably 2 in a month, because they were expected to do what? To update themselves depending on the security challenges they are having. And they are doing that. And I believe it's being improved very well. See what happened. You can see what happened in Benue State sometimes ago. We have not been able to see that. And the president gave them the marching order that they must nail all those who did that strategic attack. And it doesn't take 2 weeks before they were arrested. So for you to know that this president is serious.
That was one out of many.
One out of many. I pointed that out to you. But we have seen a lot of these bandits like we had, that they are ready to negotiate. and the government is saying they are not ready to negotiate with them, they must be ready to surrender themselves.
Now, is it even right to negotiate with bandits, terrorists?
In a place like United States of America, we have seen a lot of criminal being used for to solve a lot of problems. I will tell you, even a lot of court cases is being done by all these what do you call probably when they negotiate with this criminal and they have to plead for some probably some years they are going to spend in order they must agree. 90% of court cases being solved in the United States is being done by all these what do you call plea bargain. So when you are talking about plea bargain and negotiating with a bandit, what is the difference?
The current performance of the APC, what does this mean for the party ahead of 2027 general elections?
It is meant when we get to there, the bridge, we are going to cross it. That is for you to know that Nigerians are going to ask questions. Anybody that want to do anything, even if you want to become a president, if you want to challenge this government, you must come out with your CV, what you have done in the past. And this government will be able to table what he has done. So that is what we are going to sell ourselves to Nigeria. And Nigeria are having the opportunity to choose whoever they want to choose. That is why we have a lot. We have had AGC right now. We have PDP. We have APC. So there is one ADC is trying to be on the top of the ballot. He has a reason of choosing ADC. And whether ADA, whether ADC, we are going to see. But with this current government, is for anybody that is going to beat him in the next election, he's going to take a lot of gut and is going to be able to make sure his house is in order.
Do Nigerians still have the trust in APC's ability to deliver?
I believe Nigeria has trust in APC to deliver. That is why you see, even among the politicians, they know which party to be and which party is not. So when you are talking about the peace, when APC is having peace in his house, another party are scattering and justing for power, and they don't even know how to go about it.
If you are talking about political office holders moving from one party to another party, that still does not mean the party is strong. They are just seeking a board ahead of the next election, maybe just for the meantime. The sands are shifting. Because people are moving from your political party to other parties and from other parties to your party, meaning they are not stable.
For you to say that, it's very hard to see. When you are talking about the political office holder, a lot of you are going to think about the political jobber.
We have seen people leave the APC.
You are going to think about the political jobber as well. Because it is not for you to think you can govern this nation for a very long time. We have seen many of them who have been in the shadow of power for more than 20-something years, and they still want to be. There is nothing wrong in that. But whether they are going to sell cheap or not, people are still going to ask them what they have done in the past, which is necessary. They cannot take Nigeria for a fool. We are going to ask questions. They can be able to. There was a time when Asiwaju came to power. He was talking about what he has done in Lagos. They said he cannot do it in Nigeria, and this is what he's doing now. We're talking about the tax reform. It has never been in the history of Nigeria that you see that we have a very regressive tax. Now we are having a productive taxing for that alone. And again, Nigerians has met their OPEC quota system for more than 25 years. That alone is a development, is a progress.
What is Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu's achievement so far in 2 years?
In 2 years, in all sector, he has achieved. He has achieved. For me to list it, I was telling you about we are not having a consumeristic economy right now. Is it not part of it? People are still, he was talking about the alternative to electricity, which is being done in other developed world.
When you talk about cosmetics economy, you are talking about imbalancing the economy, and Nigerians are feeling the impact. Are Nigerians truly feeling the impact as we speak? Looks like his economic plan only works on paper.
It doesn't work on paper. It is reality. Inflation is coming down drastically
on paper. Have you been to the market?
It is not. I have been to the market. That is why I said to you, I gave you reason. I was talking to you about rice. Not only rice, other grains as well. It has come down drastically well. Some 3 months ago, we are buying a Congo of rice from a Congo of Gari, which is a given goods, we are buying it for 1,007. It's now 500. It's now 600, 500. For you to know that it has come down very well. People are saying they want food to come down, and food came down. For all those who are economic saboteurs, who try as much as possible to all this, are not, they are not even gaining anything. Before, people owed dollars, people owed real, people owed sefa, they do all sorts of things. But now they are not. What are they going to complain about? They cannot complain about anything. That is why they are looking for reasons that are not there. It is simple to say that economics is not working when a lot of people doesn't see beyond their nose. They have not been to United States of America. They have not been to UK. Those people there are still complaining about economy. That is why you see a lot of it in the government. We have seen the government of conservative being changed to liberal democrat. It was massive because people are complaining that they cannot be able to afford housing, they cannot be able to do this, they cannot be able to do that. And we have seen in United States of America as well, Democrat being booted out, and you see Republican. And what is Trump doing now? We have seen that the Trump administration mindset to increase tax as it has affected a lot of countries in the whole world. That is why you see some bloc wanted to form of BRICS or whatever in order to solve their economic problem. They don't want to be tied to United States of America power being dictate how their economic is going to be run. For you to know that it is not a mere problem, it is general problem in the whole world.
Can the renewed agenda be salvaged or rebranded to restore confidence?
It is not about, it is others, the opposition, that are drumming or they are trying to inflame what is not there. They are giving some, they are spreading lies. But in reality of it, not in paper, in reality, this economy is getting robust.
When you say the opposition are spreading lies, do you think the APC is telling its own story well enough?
That is why the data is there. When
do you think the APC,
the data,
do you think they are telling their own story enough?
Okay. Now, it is not about why is it that is only the federal government that is giving the masses a lot of what they call things to go well with them. They are giving them some money in order to help them. Why is the state government not doing it?
But we have state governors who are APC members.
It is not.
They are still members of a political party.
What we are saying, my constituency is Oyo State. I've never seen anything on ground that the government of PDP are doing in Oyo State. Because my constituency is Oyo State. I cannot bother with what is happening in Ogun State because I'm not resident there.
You are in Nigeria.
It is not about Nigeria. It is not about Nigeria. It's about my constituency is what I'm going to talk about. I have not seen anything being done when it's come to this. I saw that immediately there is problem with fuel subsidy. I had, because I cannot confirm it, that there is a lot of keke marwa that Ogun State provide that is going to be using CNG. I don't see that being done in Oyo State. I don't see the alternative this government provide for Oyo State. So now it is about, we have to be impactful. I've seen a lot that APC governors have been coming out that they are not borrowing to finance any project. I have not seen. What I saw in Oyo State is that this state government is doing borrowing loan is doing it in a secret way. What is it using for? If you are not borrowing to, is the money being borrowed to eat or to do what? Are they using it to finance project? They cannot even tell us. They are saying they are using money being borrowed to refinancing, and which is not good for her. I will talk to you about my constituency, which is Oyo State, and I have not seen anything on ground that benefited the money being illegally or whether illegally, whether studentally being borrowed from banks. So I'm going to talk about Oyo State, which is led by PDP, and they are not doing very well to the people.
What do you think the government can do to bridge the gap between campaign promises and reality?
Which government? Is it PDP government or APC government?
APC government.
APC government is doing well enough and is doing what it can be able to boost off.
But Nigerians will argue
and
with
the
you.
data are there for Nigerians to see.
Nigerians will argue that with you.
No, Nigeria have to. It is not about. We have to base our things on fact.
Is there a different database that people don't know about?
There's not. That's what I'm saying. Go to DMO, Debt Management Office. Now, out of about 15, Oyo State is about 17. More than 13 states have paid more than 50% of their debt. Oyo State is not part of it. And the income being generated in Oyo State is second to Lagos. For you to know, we are getting a lot of income. When you are now talking about 32, 33, 36 states, and we can talk about that, Oyo State has not paid 52% of its debt. It's still borrowing more. For you to know, and that is there for you to see. Those data is not being steadily provided. For you now, the president is doing well enough, and is telling all the government, is telling all the governors to help in this administration. They must be productive.
As far as this administration is concerned, should Nigerians keep hope alive?
Hope is alive. Hope is well alive. And with this government, before 4 years, we are going to see more tremendous things be happening in Nigeria. It's a developing program, and it's on course.
All right, thank you, Honorable Omolaje Olaoye, for joining me on the show this morning.
Thank you very much.
It has been a wonderful session with you.
Same to you as well.
We hope to have you next time.
You're welcome.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
And that was the big story on Daybreak Live. We have explored the distance between promises and reality under the APC's renewed hope agenda. The conversation continues beyond this studio, on the streets, in homes, and in the hearts of Nigerians who are waiting, watching, and weighing their future under this administration. A big thank you to Honorable Omolaje Olaoye for joining us today and sharing his perspective. And thank you to our viewers for staying tuned. Up next is Trend Watch, where we will shift gears and bring you the biggest stories buzzing online. Stay with us. This is Daybreak Live on Dominion Television. Samson Balogun is my name.
Need a professional space to bring your vision to life? Dominion Television Studios offers state-of-the-art facilities perfect for your next broadcast, commercial, corporate video, or live event. With flexible rental options, cutting-edge equipment, and a supportive team, we provide the perfect environment for high-quality productions. Unleash your creativity. For bookings, email us at marketing@dominion.org.ng. Call us on 0705 506 1061 or 0916 101 1061. Check us out on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, and TikTok at Dominion Broadcast and on X at Dominion Casts. Book your space today. Dominion Television, your channel of choice.
Live from the heart of the action. Welcome to the nerve center of Next Level Broadcasting.
This This is the OB van, where the studio meets the street.
Equipped with cutting-edge cameras, crystal clear audio, real-time switching, and broadcast control, we don't just capture moments, we deliver the experience live.
Anywhere, anytime, from stadiums to red carpets, breaking news to buzzing festivals, weddings, birthdays, and all sorts of ceremonies. We bring the world to your screen in real time.
It's not just a van, it's a complete mobile production house, a command center, a broadcast beast.
This is more than a broadcast. This is the OB van difference. Live, loud, limitless.
Ready to go live like never before? Book the OB van today and take your event to the world. One powerful broadcast at a time.
To book, call 0705 506 1061 or 0916 101 1061. Email marketing@dominion.org.ng or visit our socials on Instagram @Dominion Broadcast.
Dominion Broadcast, your channel of choice.
All right, I welcome you back. Thank you for staying with us this morning. It is still Daybreak Live on Dominion Television, Ibadan. And of course, you know how we do it. Before we go, we must take the trend watch to tell you what is trending in the political sphere of Nigeria and sometimes beyond. I'm glad to be back here. Samson, well done.
Good to have you back, actually.
All right, so we have this interesting story coming from Peter Obi. He tweeted yesterday, and then the way he started his birthday, message to the wife of, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, is actually trending currently on social media. He started with, "We are finished."
I mean, why?
Honestly, what an intro.
Why?
And then he continued to say, "I join millions of Nigerians in wishing our Excellency, Mrs. Oluremi Tinubu, a happy birthday. May God Almighty, who has been with her all these years, grant her many more years, fruitful and happy years." However, I was struck by irony reading a request that instead of cakes or newspaper advert, well-wishers should donate towards completing the National Library in Abuja. And then he said, "I recall that as a governor of Anambra State, I too urged that money meant for adverts be channeled into many meaningful courses, computers for schools and classroom blocks, etc." He now said, "What kind of country must beg for charity to build the very temple of knowledge? What kind of leaders waste trillions on luxury and vanity while the National Library, our intellectual furnace, remains abandoned in the capital? Serious nations treat libraries as sacred, but here we reduce them to afterthought, begging bowls or birthday tokens." Honestly, I think he's trying to say that, he appreciates the fact that Our Excellency does not really, want people to buy a case or maybe, through an advert on the newspaper outlets, but then they can dedicate that money into building or completing the library. And then he said that he recalled that he did something similar during his birthday. But then he feels like, it is the responsibility of government to complete the library without asking for, birthday tokens, to be used to complete the library. What you make of that, honestly?
You see, it's when these things happen, I think it's not to take away the responsibility of the government. It's just to complement it. We have seen companies and individuals going straight into corporate social responsibilities. Some will provide water, some will tar the very road that leads to their factories or companies. And I think it is not in any way to stop the government from doing what is they are meant to do, but obviously to actually complement it. I'm just, I'm quite surprised by the way Peter Obi addressed that issue. I mean, we are finished. It doesn't really, for me, shouldn't be, the way to address this. And judging by the fact that he also did it once, so you were in that ship, you were in that. I don't think
maybe he feels because he was not in power.
You see, the truth is, when you look at the current situation, the First Lady is not saying this because the government cannot afford to complete that library. but she wants to make it a legacy project for herself. Oh, while I was, you know, the wife of the president, and my birthday, some people contributed this money for me to actually complete this project. I mean, that's a legacy she wants to leave there. But Peter Obi would always want to politicize everything, and that's exactly what he's doing. He mentioned in there that I have done this before. And I don't think this deserves any form of back and forth. The best thing you could have done is to just wish her happy birthday and just move on. But you know Peter Obi, there's always something to talk about, and there's always a visit to go to. And I think right now, people should begin to see Peter Obi more than see more than what they are currently seeing. He should not be selective about his approach to things. He should be totally honest with everything. If you look at the write-up, he started with a way that some people would not really want to read that. They would definitely want to read the first paragraph and feel, oh, this is what exactly is happening. And then deep down, somewhere between these paragraphs, he posted there that, look, I have done this before. And this is not to actually take away the responsibility of the government, but to complement it. And I think that is the main goal he should be preaching now.
Okay, honestly, I think you're very spot on, because I really do not see a big deal, you know, in saying that, okay, the money you want to use to buy me cakes or expensive,
instead of giving it to me, can we
add it, you know, to the money that we want to use to, you know, complete that library? I don't see any big deal in that, but then, you know, he's trying to be very effective as an opposition party, and kudos to whoever wrote that, if it's Peter Obi himself that wrote that, or maybe someone did, because I mean, the intro alone, we have finished. That particular line is trending online with thousands of tweets, and I was forced to check, because sometimes when I see an hashtag, I try to look out for what is going on, because I mean, funny hashtags sometimes on X. So when I looked through, I saw that, you know, people were already dragging, you know, I don't know, that tweet, you know, was able to set, I mean, the wife of the president, you know, for drags, because a lot of persons are saying, okay, this and that, while some persons are still trying to celebrate that happy birthday. I mean, I don't think it's a big deal to even celebrate. For people who want to, I'm very sure that most persons that want to maybe gift her or maybe, you know, celebrate our newspaper, they might not even be politicians. They might just be people that are, you know, close to our relatives, friends. And well-wishers and the like. So I really do not see this as a very good argument to talk about this, because you've done it, you know, once. And of course, maybe he's trying to say that I'm not in power. These people are in power and they can do better. So instead of saying use the money to complete the library, why can't they, you know,
was also
do this
sitting governor when he did it the other time.
We'll check the comments now. You see some of the things that people have to say about the fact that, I mean, you were governor for 8 years. What did you do? But then I think while he was in power, he always mentioned that, you know, he was able to do well in that area of education. Let's check out, you know, the comment to have more talking points this morning.
All right.
The first comment is coming from Mervin, and he's saying, Tinubu, at the moment, imagine congratulating you and setting you off for drag at the same time. Yes, or you know whether to say thank you or respond angrily. I'm not sure the presidency will reply to this comment.
Actually, it's not necessary. It now depends on, you know, whoever is handling our social media handles. But for me, I think as a person, it doesn't really necessary, because that will actually set her up for more drags.
For more drags.
Let's
just leave the matter that way. Otumba Cappuccino is saying, Lamau, we are finished in the beginning of the birthday message, really. I mean, I really am not comfortable with that.
That's exactly where I had issues with the message. You know, you don't just start a birthday message and then put that person in.
If you do that to a friend of yours, even if you are cruising, you are joking, you might actually tamper with the mood of the birthday person.
Right.
Let's not even talk about the wife of the president of the country.
That's not good
Definitely.
enough.
The last comment this morning before we go is coming from Chichogu, saying, man had 8 years as governor and is now acting brand new, like he just discovered Nigeria's problems yesterday. Peter Obi has been consistent.
If he was, you know,
when it comes to talking about government.
When it comes to talking about the government, for the last few years, he has been consistent since he decided to run for president. Now, the issue is, I don't want to blame him for doing this, actually, because you always want to be in the spotlight. You want people to always hear from you from time to time. And one of the things you can do is to put yourself out there deliberately. And I think this is what Peter Obi is doing. And we have seen people who have successfully done that in recent times. Look at Portable, for example. Portable will deliberately do something that will put him where people will always talk about him. Whether it is positive or negative, you always talk about him. Also, it would always put it, the Jade Yoju.
Honestly.
They will always put put themselves in a situation where you would always talk
even
about
celebrities. You mentioned Portable. Look at Vicky James. A lot
Vicky
of persons
James
will always, you know, drag on, like to say.
In fact, most times our own content would, you know, set up our husband for drugs. I mean,
honestly, and I don't think the husband is, you know, is
I don't
angry
think
about
he
it.
cares.
So I don't understand why Nigerians sometimes you are more concerned than the owner of the matter.
I mean, people always cry more than they bereaved in Nigeria,
sad,
and that's the trend. But
Definitely.
then we need to dial it down a little bit, tone it down in some way that you will not, you know, be too, too concerned than the person that is actually concerned. Let me put it that way. But most definitely, it is always like that in Nigeria, and we need to learn how to manage the situation. Peter Obi, he has done so very well by congratulating the wife of the president, but
we are finishing go.
That's not good enough for me. Well, we have to go.
Definitely,
our time is fast spent on the show this morning. We say thank you to everyone that has been a part of this show so far. Do well to link up with us again tomorrow, same time, same station, of course at the same show. Samson Balogun is my name. Do not forget that champions are not made in the stadium. They are made of something deep inside of them. Until tomorrow, bye for now.
Well, thank you for being a part of the show this morning. Do well to join us same time tomorrow as we bring to you more fresh stories. And before we go, I want to tell you that you can be kind to people in several ways, through your words and, of course, several other means. My name is Oluwayemi Adelako. I'm saying good morning.